So let me just show you. I will
Yeah, of
smoke the Partagas Capitoles. Now this comes in a special tin.
course it
They
does.
do you want me to show you the
Yeah,
tin?
why not? Show me the 10. We're gonna go live, and we're not gonna really technically start the show until our boy shows up.
Oh fuck! Sorry, pardon my German
Did
there
you?
or
Are
French.
you? Is that French or German? I don't know. So
Hang on, bear with me. Let me show you.
that's fine. We got to get
So it's
the
these.
fans
It's
need to
these.
know.
So have I shown you these before? These are special Partagas tin.
I don't think so. No, that's very nice.
So you ready?
Hmm.
Yeah. I've got
Mm.
two more. I've got two more sticks left. In.
Wow,
Hang on, bear
that's
with me.
nice.
They've tried to do what's called a new classic kind of edition, and Romeo and
Okay.
Julieta. They do a tin of Romeo and Julieta. They do a tin of H. Upman,
Okay.
and there's one more. It kind of goes out of my brain. But
That goes.
I thought I would smoke. That's a good. It's kind of a fun smoke, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I know what you
Uh,
mean. This is very exciting. You're going to smoke a fun smoke. We're very excited.
but
Yes, but there's always a but, of course. So,
no, the only but I was giving you is I want because these programs, in the
yeah.
nicest way, have been kind of extending for. Sometimes they go over an hour, and I kind of
Yeah.
feel a little bit left out with the smoke because I finished my
Oh
smoking a
my
little bit
God.
too early.
You mean because you smoke it like a cigarette? Yeah, that's
I
usually why.
smoke it like a
Yeah.
cigarette, and I'm being well, I'm making an effort myself to smoke slightly slower these
Okay. Well,
days,
that's good.
but I'm not winning that effort.
No, well, it's nice
Uh,
that you're trying. That's the
it's
important
the
thing.
try. It's is it the trying that counts or the getting there that counts? Which one is
Well,
it?
I think it just depends on who you talk to. So, in your case, I think just trying is 90% of the battle. So we're very happy for you. So we're good. But today I'm going to smoke a non-Cuban. I'm going to smoke a cane. So I'm very excited about it.
Trying is for pussies. It's
Oh
for
God,
pussy.
here
It's
we
for
go.
pussies who never win. Oh, I tried. It's the
Hmm.
effort that counts. Fucking get there or don't get there. What's the
That's
thing?
how I look at it. Look at like Winston Churchill said it the best.
Which was?
Oh, you really want me to think something that he said, huh? I like Winston Churchill's the best quote he has, and I have it on an ashtray that says, I drink too much, I eat too much, I don't sleep enough. That's why I'm at 200%.
That's very good.
Yeah.
There, so I read the history. So I read a great book 5 or 6 years ago about Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Walter Isaacson, written by Walter Isaacson. I have a
Sure.
relatively good memory for books. And one of the things about Da Vinci was that Da Vinci would sleep in 15-minute intervals.
Yeah. So did Einstein. Einstein would sit
Same.
in a chair with two balls and he would drop them. I guess those were his attendants. But anyway, he would drop them and
And
then
that
he
would
would
wake
wake
him
up
up.
and he would wake him up. Yeah.
My
So,
God, such a
well,
traumatized existence.
let me just make a note to the fans. Usman's actually going to be here. The other, he's now technically the princess. It's not like this is a surprise. He gets 24-hour notice, then he gets a 48-hour notice. So it's not like Princess shouldn't be here. So he should be here in the next 13 minutes and we'll actually have a cigar show. Right now, we're just
I
riffing.
think he's probably trying to work out how to do his tie, Windsor
I
knot,
thought he was, I thought he was taking more Viagra like last week. So
that's hard.
I know it was and that became a short and that short did really well. L'Chaim.
OJ,
That's
Laheim, and
disgusting.
also Gio. Yep.
Geo. I would like to thank the Centauri Wine Company today for my nice glass of Centauri. So it's Centauri time. Thank you,
That's
Centauri.
hashtag Centauri time. Now this one, I've been smoking since last night.
Now we're gonna
Uh,
light up. Why wait for him? We'll just light up.
should I like to bear with me then?
All right.
So weird habit that it's my habit.
Yeah.
If I'm smoking a cigar late evening
You
and
keep it.
I'm kind of running out of steam,
Yeah.
I save the last
You told me that last week. Yeah.
the last third for breakfast, and it's a great. For honest, I couldn't care less what anyone says, but I enjoy reliving
Can I
that moment
can I
the
can
next
I just
day.
say something when you talk about breakfast? It's 1 o'clock in London. It's 7 in the morning where I am. My breakfast this morning is a scotch and a cigar. That's a breakfast.
But that's because you're a real man. Us
Oh,
pussies, yeah. That's
okay.
this is the way we roll.
All right.
But Stephen, you're a
Uh-huh.
class act. You
Mm.
really are a class act.
It's because I don't wear pants or underwear. So I'm naked. The neighbors
That's
can
called
see.
going commando, isn't it? Is it not?
It's called something.
It's
So
called
for the
something.
for the fans that are just joining, Usman will be here momentarily. He's learning how to tie a tie, and he's making sure he takes the right amount of Viagra for after the show. So just bear with us. He's probably watching this, going, "I'm going to kill him when I get on the air."
Shall I light up?
I lit. I'm like, well, I can't wait for oh, excuse me,
Let's.
Mr. ST DuPont.
So you know what's going to happen? I'm going to run out
Yeah.
of fuel halfway through this light up.
Why?
So
Why are you going to fuel?
above the visible flame is the hottest
Hmm.
part of the flame. So we just get a gentle toast going on there. These are just
Usman
dried
will be
meats, by
joining.
the way.
He'll be joining in three.
Three what?
That's
Three
awesome. Yeah,
hours.
he three. Well, I didn't get that far. He said he'll be joining in three. So we'll see if he joins in three.
If any lawyers are present, that's
Hmm.
non-committal. Committal.
Mm. All of Usman's fans now are starting to watch the show.
Should I
So
tell everyone
Usman,
what I'm smoking, what you're smoking? So
hold on, let me get a
I'm
close up.
having out of the tin
Ooh, that sounds kinky. I like
what's
it.
called a Partagas Capitoles.
Oh,
You can
look
see
at
it.
that. Yeah.
So they come in a tin of five elegant smokes. And this tin is sort of pocket shaped. If you've got an
Hmm.
overcoat with it or with a larger pocket,
Mm,
just slide the tin in there. If you're walking around London, the rainy
right.
streets of London or the
There we
foggy
go.
streets of London, just pull
Yeah.
out the tin, gently just bite off the end of the cigar, light up,
Right. Like be
and
a
walk
man.
around.
Yeah. Just so
Yeah,
you know, I usually don't pull out. Anyway, so yeah, it's one of those things. Okay, very nice. So I like it. You're smoking a Partagas. I'm smoking a non-Cuban. This. I've already lit it, and it comes with this nice little band. I know David likes when we show the bands. It's a cane made by Drew Estates, I think. So there you
Drew
go.
Estates. Drew
Yeah. So
Estates in Miami. Or that's
in
my
Miami,
recollection.
and I will tell you that their brand is a good little smoke here and there. I mean, like I'm not so far had a bad Drew Estate cigar. Their pigs are good. These are good. I've enjoyed my Drew Estate cigars. So kudos to you, Drew Estates. You guys do really well. Thank you
I
very
think
much.
it genuinely is. It's down to taste. It's what
Mhm.
you've enjoyed smoking. I like cheap hamburgers. I'm that kind of
Well,
person.
I was going to say something, but I'll be nice. All right. So Usman will be here. When Usman joins, we're going to actually technically start the show. And Usman, today we're going to take questions from the fan, depending on how many show up, because it's early in the morning here, but late everywhere else. And you can tell us what cigars you smoke, and we will tell you what we think of them. And if not, we'll just tell you the cigars that we like and not like. And that's it.
What day is it today?
Today, the real day is Saturday.
The real day is Saturday, and it is actually Saturday.
And we're going to
Uh,
rebroadcast this in 3 hours. So yeah, it'll be Saturday straight and straight. So,
so if I
hmm,
can give you a little bit of feedback on the Capitolis,
yeah,
this is, I would say, in my mind, a sort of a medium to going towards slightly more than medium cigar. A lot of people call this a full body cigar,
right.
but you get a you do get a flavor hit. You get some. I get cedriness. I get not dry cedriness, sort of a sweet cedriness, and it is slightly complicated in the way it develops.
Right.
I won't preempt it. I'll be smoking it and tell you. I've had maybe 30 or 40 of these Capitoles. I smoked them a lot last year,
Wow.
and I just picked up a packet recently, a few days ago. My problem is when I pick up these tins, I kind of work my way through them. They don't like hang around. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
I've got a tin of five cigars, that's five morning smokes that are gone,
Gotcha.
and then you have to well, I have to work out what is the bigger cigar. So what I'm basically doing these days is smoking two-ish cigars, sometimes slightly more than two. It veers into three or four, but two-ish cigars, a morning kind of cigar and an evening
Okay.
cigar. But the problem is with the evening, a great evening cigar normally happens in great company, and then it
Mm.
turns into another two or three cigars after that. So you have to pick and choose your moments, I guess.
When
But
when I used to live in Palm Beach, I would go every Saturday to my friend's shop called the Smoke Inn. So Abe, there's a shout out for you. Send cigars. But I would go there and we would smoke two or three or four cigars at a clip. So it's nice. So everybody, the
Hello,
sommelier
gentlemen.
has finally joined us. We're gonna really technically now we can start the show 17 hours into it, and he's disappeared. So
That's called a
that was
guest
it.
appearance. That's a
That's a guest
guest
appearance
appearance.
from our sommelier. That was very
That's a guest
nice.
appearance, and
Yeah.
it's flashy. He's in and
Mm,
out.
mm.
Um,
That's
a
why he
bit
has
like
5 kids. So
there you go.
yeah. All right. Well, you know what we're gonna do because he did make his guest appearance, and technically that means we can do this.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
The Habanos Cigars Dinner and Drink Show, exclusively on 2OF Entertainment, with over 100,000 YouTube subscribers and rapidly growing
Where's
to be the
my
most
umbrella?
watched and podcast cigar show broadcast globally. The Habanos Cigars Dinner and Drink Show, exclusively on 2OF Entertainment.
Hey, we're back again. Now we're really live technically. So all your
I
fans on
was
Instagram
You
now
missed
can
it. You missed
watch.
it during the title sequence. I was blowing lots and lots of rings. I
I
can't
saw.
blow them anymore. I
I
was
saw
going
that.
ring, 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 ring.
I saw. I
Oh,
heard.
you saw. You must have caught the last one, just floating out
Yeah.
there. I've got this dream of blowing a cigar ring that goes all the way to the other wall and just dissipates.
I got.
So that was a great show.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, everybody. Next week we're going to discuss.
There's
Is
that
it? Is
nervous
it?
laughter. There's that nervous laughter.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not a nervous laughter. That's actually an ashamed laughter.
for me, you mean my laugh?
Mine.
Yeah, your laugh should be
I,
ashamed. I agree with
of
that.
course,
Yeah,
I
because
am. I am. I am.
last week you took a bottle of Viagra. You had to go to the doctor because after 4 hours, if you got to go. I've read it, and this morning at least, you took the right amount of Viagra. You just,
Mhm.
according to Riza, you couldn't figure out how to tie your tie. So we waited for you. So there
I
you go.
couldn't tie my tie. Look at it. Look at it.
I see
It's a
that. Yeah,
non-existent tie.
I was going to wear
I
my
sent it for
tuxedo again,
pressing.
but
I sent it for
I,
pressing 2 weeks ago. It hasn't come back.
well, that's.
I remember somebody actually pushed us. You should be dressed in suits
Mm.
and ties. So
Well,
these,
there
Uh-huh.
are leaders and then
so
there are
these,
followers,
yeah.
and
So exactly.
there's all
So
sorts
I
of
lead
people
by
on this planet.
example. I
Yes,
lead
you
by
do.
example always.
And look, can I tell you, this is really for all my Pakistani, Indian, and Asian friends that I wear the Mandarin collar. So there you go.
Mhm.
I do that for you guys. So
No,
I,
you're the villain from Doctor No, aren't you?
I know
So
that.
sort of
That
a
is very true. Well, I did wear a tuxedo last week, and it was just Riza and I was dressed in my tuxedo, and I look good.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. I
yeah.
always look good. There you go.
You always
what
do.
So
is someone remind me what is the etymology of tuxedo? Tuxedo is like a Mexican word, is it not? Or
I have
tajido?
no idea. We can look it up if
Because
you'd
it's
like.
actually a dinner jacket. Actually, it's a dinner jacket, but for
Hmm.
Hmm.
some reason, in fact, Usman, Mr. Hackett extraordinaire, will tell
Ouch.
us what's the difference between tuxedo and dinner
Oh,
jacket. Because in the cigar smoking vernacular, this form of dressing crops up from time to time. What is it? What is the difference, sir?
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
ouch.
Well, yeah. Well, he's caught me off guard in that case. So I prepare for the cigars. I don't prepare for all of this.
You don't
You
prepare
can't
for
just.
clothing?
Surely we talk
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
the subject. Surely we have a little bit of a bigger scope than dried leaves.
The dried yes, I saw your
Oh.
tweets this morning after I
Oh.
got done
This.
working out, and it's all about look at these dried leaves. Can you believe this? This is crazy. Who
That's
would pay for
called
that? I'm
that's
like,
called
oh
that's
my,
called pre cigar tension. Before I've lit up, I have this
yeah.
tension about
Right.
cigars.
And you were like sitting right opposite Davidoff of London and posing with next to their window, and you still
Yeah.
had
No, I
that.
wasn't sitting. I was standing. I was actually just passing by, and
Wow.
I've always now you know they sell umbrellas.
Yes, they
They
do.
sell
They
expensive.
do. They do. They do.
They sell expensive umbrellas
Yes, they do.
and expensive walking canes.
Yes.
And
I love
now,
them, by the way.
at first sight, the
Yeah.
question that's posed is the the I've lost the word now. Where is the rationale for this? And I think the rationale is generally if you are an upstanding gentleman about London and you find yourself caught in the rain, you will need an umbrella to continue smoking your cigar. That's all I can work out. That's the
So
only
here,
reason I can work out why a cigar shop, apart from accessories and cigars, sells walking
So when I
sticks
worked on
and
Wall
umbrellas.
Street a million years ago, when you would leave the exchange, if it was pouring rain, the guy who had his umbrellas for $5, when it was pouring
Mhm.
rain, would up it to $20. And he
Well,
would
he
sell
was
you
on
those
Wall
little
Street.
umbrella. Yeah. So there you
He
go.
was a
I'm just saying.
he,
And we would spend
yeah,
$5, not
yeah.
500 pounds for an umbrella. We're
Well, that's a
men.
good
Oh
question. That's a
yes.
really good question, Stephen, because I
Hmm.
was just asking a friend before I came on this show. My plan is to venture into Davidoff on this Monday morning, so day after tomorrow, to
Yeah.
Doing
actually
what?
peruse the umbrellas. That's my plan,
Are you going to take
actually. And
pictures and do a show? Are you going to ask Eddie and his dad to do a show with us?
well, if someone's there, if Eddie or his dear father are there, I'll obviously go and say hello. But I had this in my mind. I was going past Davidoff shop 3 or 4 days ago, and I thought,
Right.
really, I've never really actually browsed the umbrella section. It would be nice
Right.
to and see what crops up and see if there is any symbiosis between an expensive umbrella and a decent cigar. And I was hoping for Usman to give some guidance on this, but
Right. But
Usman wants
apparently he can't.
to.
Apparently he can't do that. So, Usman, before
Well,
we start the show
I
and beat
did
you up on this,
I didn't know that the topic has immediately moved from tuxedos and smoking jackets to the umbrellas. Okay,
Mm.
fine.
Well,
We can go.
you went a little bit quiet on the tuxedo versus dinner jacket, so I thought I would just help you out, just carry the conversation along whilst you had time to process, think, and Google the difference between a tuxedo and a dinner jacket.
No, about 350 pounds, my friend. That's the difference. So that's
The
the difference.
the
So listen, if you
the
do,
thing is I ha
yeah,
the thing is I have not even lit my cigar. And you're
I
asking me
know.
questions, and I've been driving like a maniac for the last 35 minutes. So you need to wait for
Uh,
it, my friend. I will answer your
But you
little
are looking like a
questions.
class act. You look
you, yeah,
ready. You've got the tie
you,
on.
yeah,
You're
you
well
look beautiful.
presented.
You do. Let me just say this.
That
You
was the
look,
15 minutes I asked for.
yes, and you got it. And just so you know, you look so beautiful to you. That's important.
Oh,
I think so.
oh.
Can't you see how
Thank you for
beautiful?
completing the sentence.
I'm really just talking in music in a show in a music thing.
Yes.
You are
You're
so
riffing.
beautiful.
You're riffing.
Yeah, I'm riffing. I'm doing something while he's figuring out what cigar he's going to smoke, and we all got our emails
Well,
this
let's see
morning
the
from
cigar,
David.
Osman. Let's see the cigar. Let's see the cigar.
Have
Show
you
us the good.
officially begun? Have you
Dude,
officially begun?
we
He
came in
already
the
did
first
titles.
time.
He did
When you
titles.
came in the first time and disappeared, we were like, "Well, he was
This
here.
is
Now
the
we can
show.
start the
We're
show."
on.
Okay, fair enough. Got it.
Okay.
Right. So, gentlemen,
Yes.
my choice for today is
Oh.
Trinidad,
Mm,
the small Fundadoras, or as we call it, Trinidad Reyes.
nice. Very
So,
nice.
Can you see the pigtail?
Yeah. Well,
can see the
we'll take another
pigtail.
picture. Sure.
Can see
Yeah.
the pigtail. I
Yeah.
can see the
Yeah.
Yeah.
pigtail.
Reminds me of a girl I used to date. But anyway, that's very nice. She had a pigtail. What can I tell you? So
Right.
And
I'm
for
just saying.
Usman, he didn't see it. Usman, I'm on a Capitolis today. I thought about what to
What's
smoke, but
wrong?
I thought
What's wrong with you?
Wow.
I just for some reason I enjoy. I forgot I hadn't smoked it for maybe a year or so,
20,
and I started
20
smoking
minutes.
Capitolis. And I thought, this is a
Mm.
good afternoon cigar for me.
But the problem is, it's gonna go off like in 10 minutes. What are you gonna do for the rest of the 50 minutes?
I'm trying, and this is a measure of it. I am trying to smoke more slowly. I'm losing that battle, but I'm making an
Mhm.
effort. And call me a loser.
Well, we do
But
that.
Right.
We do that whether
anyway,
you're
let's.
here
Why
or
don't we do
not.
one thing? If it go,
In
if it's finished in
Alex,
20 minutes, I'll light another one.
There you
yeah,
go. I was just going to say, I'm smoking today.
in Alex Cigar Dandy's world,
Yeah.
if you see that,
Yes, we do.
no cap, no cap.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. That is beautiful. And oh, look, Riz just showed up again. Hey, what happened? Nice that you're back to
Oh
the
I
wow.
show.
was here. I never went anywhere.
Okay.
Really? If you say so.
I'm
Okay, I'm
here.
gonna
We believe you.
venture.
We've got
And
what we've got. From time to time, we have these Wi-Fi issues. We've got to work out a way of how to eliminate that.
we all have to live together. That's it. I see that now. We'll all have to live in the same mansion, smoke cigars, drink scotch,
I
And
agree.
carry the same umbrella and wear the same
and
jean
carry, right.
jacket.
We're gonna
Oh
buy
shit.
we're gonna buy one umbrella from the Davidoff store in London, and we're gonna have to share it when it rains. So it's gonna have to be like a big golf umbrella, so we can all fit under it.
Mm-hmm.
I love my golf umbrellas. Are you kidding? My golf umbrella, I can
They are
open
the
it up and
best.
it
I
covers
have
my ball.
just calculated the difference between in my head Didn't
Okay.
Google anything. The difference between a dinner jacket
Okay.
and a
Now,
tuxedo.
do you
Here's
mind?
the
Do you
answer.
mind? Do you mind if I answer your silly questions?
Wow. That's just took the gloves off and just bitch slapped you. Wow. That's
well, well,
good thing we're friends.
the thing is, he's been missing me for the last 2 weeks, so I had to do
I know, I
something.
could tell. Yeah. Wasn't he supposed to be in Pakistan the last 2 weeks? I'm just saying.
Let's not go to that topic.
Okay. Didn't you
Let's
drive
not
like
go to that
50 hours in the mountains in the country to be told that when you were 20 minutes from his brother's house, he wasn't there and you had to turn around and you were
Yeah,
late for the show? Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
checking. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Good, good,
It's hap-
good. Just wanna make sure.
it's happened for quite a lot of times now, so I don't
Mhm.
even. So I'm gonna only drive when I get a physical confirmation of his arrival in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Gotcha.
Usman, I'm certainly not going to announce it on here so that everyone can see.
I know.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Hey, by the way,
So Raza,
before you go into your thing, I will announce that next week I will be in Seattle, Washington for business meetings. So if you're a cigar shop owner, let me not, I was going to say knock me up, but that's a UK term, but knock me up. So I know where your shop, your chemist shop is, and I will come smoke cigars in the evening there. And you'll send the bill to Riza. And I think that's good.
absolutely.
Okay. There you go. I like it. All right.
Raza,
Yes, sir.
all jokes aside, and the pun and no pun intended this time, we would
Yeah.
really like to be enlightened by your vision and your wisdom on the difference between a dinner jacket and a smoking jacket, or a tuxedo or a smoking jacket.
No. The smoking jacket is a different area. As far as I know, the dinner jacket was invented on Savile Row by Henry Poole and Sons. That's my recollection. And it was done to replace the tails that upstanding gentlemen wore at dinner, so it would be easier for a slightly less formal version of a dinner suit. And dinner suit used to be
Fair
tails 100, 120, 130 years ago. So they would wear a slightly less informal dinner jacket to dinner that they could sit on more easily, etc., etc. My understanding is tuxedo, which is more of a US-centric invention, is like a dinner jacket suit, but for more occasions, for formal occasions, other than just dinner. That's as much as I know. And I've done that through pure logic and calculation. I may be completely wrong, but in my head, that's correct.
Right. Now, if I'm allowed to answer your question.
You want to put him on mute?
As well.
Yeah.
You can answer the question in your mind if you prefer.
But before I do that, I must say this is one hell of a smoke.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. That's good.
You're feeling something.
Amazing. Yeah. Right. So, tuxedo and smoking jacket. Tuxedo is generally a term used for a two-piece cloth or a two-piece setting, which includes a jacket and a trouser. And when it comes to smoking jacket, it is practically the jacket that you're wearing.
No, not smoking jacket. I'm going to interrupt. It's not smoking jacket. We're talking about dinner jacket versus tuxedo.
Wasn't the question? Wasn't
No,
the
it
question?
wasn't. No one mentioned smoking jackets.
Yeah,
no
he
one
said, what's the
mentioned
difference
smoking
between dinner jacket and a tuxedo was the question.
That's
Oh,
the
then-
difference.
then I-
Because
then I-
smoking
then-
jacket
then
is
I'll go-
specifically there to capture the smoke.
Then I don't need to answer. You already answered the question.
Oh no, but I think that's hypothetical. That's just pure deduction, as far as I'm concerned. I don't
Sherlock
actually know
Holmes.
the real answer.
I'm not very certain about the answer, so I would refrain saying something wrong live and being.
I will refrain. I'll
slapped in
just
the
make
face.
up the answer, which I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you great?
See, we lack the ultimate wisdom you carry, my friend. What are you talking about?
All right, here you go, boys. It's actually just that it's this is going to be great. I asked ChatGPT 4.0, what is the difference between a tuxedo versus a dinner jacket. And here's the answer. It's actually just in the name. In the United Kingdom, we traditionally say dinner jacket, while across the pond, I guess that's over here, we say tuxedo. But now you'll find it called a tuxedo more often than not. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of dinner jacket versus tuxedo.
So we could just make up the rest, however
Yeah,
it is
you can say whatever you want to
No
say. Yeah, it's
fun.
perfect.
No fun, man. No fun. No fun.
Hey, listen, I don't make the rules. All
Yeah, right. All right.
right. So go
Raza,
ahead.
you're smoking a Partagas Capitols. I'm smoking a Reyes. Steven, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking a cane. I'm a red label cane from the Drew
Oh,
Estate. Yeah, I got a little cane going on today. And we were talking about that,
no. Is
before
that
you were
is that
late.
is that? Are you sure? Is that from Drew State?
I thought
Because
it
if I'm not,
isn't cane from Drew Estates?
no, no, sir.
Who's it from?
Cane is by Oliva Cigar Company. It is by Oliva Cigar Company, and it is
Okay.
one of the sisters of Nubs. So the Nub
Well, I hate the
sampler I
nubs, but I
showed
love the
you, the
cane.
box of Nubs,
Yeah.
like the 35 white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So which means that if you try the Nubs Maduro, you
Yeah.
might like it because the Nub Maduro is very close to the cane. They're all
Okay.
so Nub comes in Connecticut, Cameroon, Maduro, Habano, double Maduro, and the sixth one variation in that Nub sampler pack was the cane, and there are two different
Very
sizes.
nice. Well, I will tell you that I like the cane, and the president of
Yeah.
Oliva Cigar Company and I apparently are best friends because we're linked on LinkedIn. So I'm surprised that he doesn't reach out to me every week and just be sending me boxes of cigars for me to prostitute here globally.
Stephen, can I give you a little suggestion, which is a slight promo, but it's also a suggestion?
Right.
Of course you
The
can.
community of cigar smokers that's kind of that, apart from, all the Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, is Cigar Keep, which Usman has got me onto like a couple of years ago. You should get
Sure.
onto, I don't know if you are, but you should get onto Cigar Keep.
I think I tried to sign up and
You should.
I tried to, and the website sucked. I couldn't get in. I couldn't do stuff. So I will try again. So I will try to sign up again.
Really?
Yeah, I had a real
I
problem because you
because
sent me the link.
I was with a friend last night who's I'll send you the link because
Yeah.
it might be some issue because yesterday a friend signed up like it was less than a minute to sign up, and then he even updated a couple of cigars in his keep as well, and I gave him a
Okay.
quick rundown and it was like 5 minutes and he was up and running. So what
right.
I'll do is I will send you the link and I will send you a
Please.
little tutorial if need be.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll sign up and I'll be part of Cigar Keep. And then that'll bring another 2 or 3 fans to the
Yes,
show.
sir.
So, but yeah, well, I put it out to our
Well,
private fan chat
I'm
on
guessing more
WhatsApp.
than I'm guessing more than that. Right.
So yeah, we do. He's had a bad connection. His gerbil died. So, but so what do you want to talk about today, gentlemen? Your connection goes in and out sometimes because
So, Usman, can you
sorry.
enlighten me? Since let's talk in terms of relevance.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been
What's
smoking.
the topic for today? What's the topic for today?
Well, I'm. That's what I'm coming to. I have been smoking.
Right.
I've been smoking quite a few regional editions of Cuban cigars. Okay, so
Okay.
typically you'll have like a France edition or a special edition. What are all these editions about? Are they worth the extra money you pay for them?
No, he's lighting his
Right,
cigar.
okay.
He's thinking.
Now that's a very interesting question. Habanos. Habanos has a regular production cigar, which right now I'm smoking. Then and you're smoking. Habanos has again, there are 3 or 4 different variations of their ranges. So one is the La Casa del Habano, or the LCDH editions, and the Habano Specialist editions. Then they have these regional editions, they have the limited editions, and then they have the Reservas and Grand Reservas, which are also special releases, along with some commemorative releases and all of that. Now, the regional editions are fine cigars specifically created for released for a specific region depending on the distributors requirements from those countries, generally to commemorate something. It can be a birthday or an anniversary of one of the distributors. It can be some event going on. Like, for example, if we're talking about the Juan Lopez, what is this? This is a Swiss, yeah, so this is a Swiss
So I'm just giving you an example of a
it says
typical red band that
Exclusivo
goes on a regional edition, and that's what they look like. Let me show you again.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
There's a Swiss edition.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Okay.
Right, so you'll get
Right, now that
different
you've
regional
asked-
editions like this.
Now that you
Hmm.
Absolutely. Now that you've asked the question, I would quickly
I think his gerbil
try.
died.
No, it's I think where Usman specifically
Right,
sits.
Jen.
Yeah. I think
Next week, Usman is joining us by a
Can you hear
telex
me?
machine.
we can hear you. We just don't see you. So it's the best of both worlds. So
What
there you
happened?
go. Now we see you. No, you disappeared.
What happened?
Cheeky bugger.
All right,
Cheeky bugger.
I just like to
Right.
see if
Very
people are
good.
listening.
Right.
I know.
Who?
Hmm. The
What
cheeky
else?
bugger. We were just talking when you
Right. So,
disappeared for a
gentlemen,
few
now
minutes.
that
We
we're
talked about a
talking
cheeky
of,
bugger.
the regional editions and
Right.
I understood. I completely understood. Right. So since we're talking of the regional editions, first let me show you a few of the cigars now with different brands. Can I get some exclusive
Yes. You have exclusive
thingy
close-ups now.
going on? All right. So, gentlemen, these. Thank you very much. So now if you see,
Very good.
this is the Kedorse exclusive Libano, which is called
Right.
the Kedorse Balbex, which was released for the Phoenicia. Now this one is Juan Lopez Exclusivo Qatar, which is known as the Juan Lopez Hat-Trick, which was released in commemoration of the FIFA World Cup that was held in Qatar.
Better? Right.
This is one of those very exclusive and less found cigars. Diplomáticos Asia Pacifico, known as Diplomáticos Bushido, which was released by PCC, the Pacific Cigar Company. This is the Punch Asia Pacific, and this is Kuwaba Asia Pacific. So these are all released. The Asia Pacific ones are released for Pacific Cigar Company, which is the distributor for the southeastern side of the world. Now, if you would have noticed, as Raza mentioned, all of these are white and red bands, and the core is this is the uniqueness of how to define them and how to see that this is a regional edition cigars. Now, regional editions, as I said, are to commemorate different occasions, different anniversaries of different areas and regions, and the fact that these are made in specifically numbered boxes, they are also limited in nature when it comes to their availability.
Right.
Most of the cases, I mean, there are certain very rare ones as well. I mean, I know of a few boxes, a few of those cigars which was just like 200 or 250 or 500 boxes released only, which makes them super rare to find them. They are some extremely fine quality cigars as compared to the regular production, for sure. If you're talking of the times like 4 or 5 years prior to today, today sometimes I feel that the cigars, mostly different regions, different bands, are coming to be slightly lesser in terms of their uniqueness and the profile, but that is still there. Now,
Okay.
the other part is that there are certain brands in Habanos portfolios which are not long fillers. For example, La Flor de Cano, which is in Habanos portfolio a short filler cigar, but whenever it comes in a regional band, excuse me, it is a long filler. So contrary to the original ethos of the brand. And since it's a regional brand, so it is created that way. The pricing differs brand to brand, and that's the other difference in terms of how the regional editions are perceived and kept accordingly. One of the other
Interesting.
things is that they are for a specific market, and hence are hence supposed to be available in the market, and then that becomes a collector's thing to just hunt for them, get them for your own private collection or to smoke and sample. And that's what makes the regional editions a unique cigar. One of those extremely famous or liked cigar in the recent times has been the El Rey del Mundo La Reina, which came in a box of 24 and was a Lancero released for the United Kingdom a few years ago, and is considered to be one of the very highly sought after cigars. Then there is a very interesting cigar which I really liked and Raza didn't, which came a couple of years ago, which was Ramon Ayones Private Stock 230. So they're like these are the regional delicacies, so to speak, in terms of the Habanos portfolio, and are some fine cigars to savor on.
Let me ask you
So
this question.
basically, so basically, if someone is new to regional cigars, it's a question of, first of all, hunting
Mm-hmm.
them. So their rarity, I guess. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Their inaccessibility. So
Yes. Yes.
how do I get hold of a cigar that's for the Lebanon market? That's one thing. Second of all, the different kind of blend. And the fact that you have to hunt for
Yes.
them and they're produced in limited numbers or numbered series, the
Mm-hmm.
rarity, I guess, this is probably why,
Yes.
or probably the major reason why you have to pay more for them anyway.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
scam.
Mm-hmm.
They just charge more because people are stupid enough to buy it. Let's just be real. So here's my
I
question,
don't
though.
think so. I don't think so. I think there is certain quality associated with this artisan product,
There we go.
and the rarity of that artisan product is
Right.
self-evident in the pricing. If you don't want to smoke it, you don't have to pay for it,
Well,
really,
here's
at
my
the end of
here's
the
a
day.
question though. You buy one of these rare regional cigars, whatever it
Yeah,
may be. Let's say you
yeah.
bought the one for Qatar for the FIFA, because
Raza,
whatever. But would
question
you
for you.
smoke
Raza,
that
I have a
cigar then, or are you going to keep that cigar forever because it's valuable?
Well, that differentiates a few different types of smokers. There are some people who are collecting them because they
Hmm.
want to collect them, a bit like people who collect wine, and they'll never really drink them.
Right, right,
There's another type of person who's collecting them to age them and then
right,
smoke them 5 or 6 years or 10 years later, whatever. And then there's the kind of person like me. I get my hands on it, and the next thing you know, I've smoked it.
right.
And I think the smoking is the release of the oils, the fine
Yeah.
oils from these dried leaves, that gives you both the aroma and the taste. I'm very much into my Habanos cigars. I think that it's an excellent pastime.
All right. That's so here's a
right.
collection that's
So
coming out.
so so I,
I've,
Stephen.
go.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I was going to tell you about a new collection
So
coming out, but no,
what's
go ahead,
coming up?
please. What's coming out? Wow, we can't talk about what's coming up, but I can tell you about a collection that's coming out. So the Davidoff company
Thing.
is, you know how they have every year they come out with the year of whatever? They are coming out with a 12-box collection of the year of cigars. So there'll be, I think, 12 cigars, and for every year for the
Oh, that's
last
cool.
12 years. Yeah. And
That
I got
actually is quite cool.
I actually got an email from them yesterday, and I put my name on the list. Said, if you're interested, let us know. So I sent them an email and said, okay, I'm interested. We'll see if Davidoff gets back to me and tells me the price of it or whatever. I've smoked their year of cigars. They're okay. I mean, they're not the best smoke. They're not the worst smoke. They're okay. But because of what it is, I thought that would be a very cool thing to put in the humidor and just have it and smoke one like every year for the next. There's 96 cigars in the collection. So I have 96 years to finish it. So I'm very excited. So yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. We'll see if they get back to me.
So that's the pricing is pretty expensive on them.
Right.
And uh, it itself is a humidor that they've created, that red magical thing, and
Yep.
then those 12 boxes of 8 cigars each for that. So I
Yep.
think I think it's going to be a very unique and a collector's edition and a collector's piece when it comes to Davidoff. Having said that, I am a very big fan of the Year of the Tiger,
Yeah.
and I
I have
really
a
like
couple.
the Year of the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Year of the Rabbit. Unfortunately, so far I've not enjoyed the Year of the Dragon.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, that was something which didn't really resonate me from that angle.
Right.
So
Well,
yeah,
I
that's
for
that.
Davidoff, I have the Winston Churchill hat, which turns into the Winston Churchill humidor slash ashtray. So I have
Oh,
that.
it's lovely. It's
It's
lovely.
beautiful, right? It's made out of ceramic. It's gorgeous, and I got it when I bought my Churchill late evenings, and I was like, they gave it to me as a gift, and I thought that was very nice. So this one, because I am somewhat of a Davidoff fan, I'm not a fan of everything they do, but I saw that and I was like, that would
Yeah.
be cool because every year, like I'm like in my birthday's in February. Hint, hint. I'm not saying anything, gentlemen, that you forgot my birthday. Anyway,
29th,
but
29th of February. 29th of
30th.
February.
It's the 30th of February every year, just so we're clear.
That, that never
So the
comes.
30th. There you
And
go.
what's your
Right.
and what was the first school you attended?
The first school I attended, School of Rock.
And what was
So
your
there you go.
yeah, right, just getting all the questions. Like, hang
Yeah.
on, let me just make a note.
Yeah. So, and where were you born? Pluto. I mean, yeah, I understand.
And what's
Yeah.
your mother's maiden name?
Yeah. Slits. So there you
Oh, by the
go.
way, on this topic of these Davidoffs, right? I've
Yeah.
had conversations with well, I've had one conversation with a good cigar smoking buddy of mine, Christian, who runs Tom Tom Cigars.
Sure. Get that
And
plug in.
I was doing this as a suggestion, but I don't know if it already exists or it doesn't exist. I
Yeah.
said, why can't we have sort of like collectors jars? Okay, collectors jars. So if you're really into,
They have
I
them.
don't know, the Italian edition cigars, for
Yeah.
example, like
Yeah.
he's Italian, right? You could get a jar which contained Exclusivo
Right.
Italia, regardless of Vitola and brand.
Right.
So you
Right.
would have like 20 cigars in there, different cigars that were all
Right.
Exclusivo Italia, or a jar that were all Exclusivo Qatar. Because then you could smoke or collect your way through one region or keep
Yeah.
adding to it, if you know what I mean.
That's very cool.
You know, if you're going to do this whole collecting thing, like collecting baseball cards or collecting,
Right.
I don't know, Japanese, what are these characters that people
Oh,
go around?
anime.
Yeah, these characters. So if you're going to do the cigar collection or smoke
Right.
through
Right.
them, I thought it'd be really good. And it's actually a value-added exercise to collate those regional cigars together in a jar or a box. What do you
Right.
think, Usman? Usman, do you think that's a workable idea?
Wisdom will be back after this station identification.
That's Usman's thinking a long time about the answer on this one.
Yeah, I think he was abducted again by aliens. So
Is he on pause or is he just
no,
thinking?
I think his feed is a little stuck. Here he goes. He's coming back. He'll be back. Here he comes for the people on the podcast going, what the heck's going
This
on?
is like a 1960s broadcast where we've got someone
Mhm.
coming in live via satellite. We've got the sort of the his.
Look at that. Look, we got the Usman there. There we go. We don't want to see him twice. There you go. Okay.
Look, I had
You're
4 Usmans there.
I know. It's very cool. Are you still
Is he
stuck?
still stuck? This is
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you. How you doing?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah. So when the UFO was passing, what were you saying, Rasa?
So I was saying, you know, the collecting regional editions, regardless of Vitola size and mark or brand.
Yeah.
Is that a workable idea? Is that something that do you think people would collect?
It's a very
those things,
workable.
or-
It's a very workable idea. Not for me, because people like me do not wait. I mean, I got, as I said, the mail call last night of 2 of the different regional editions, and I couldn't wait. And I started smoking them from last night. So it
But
depends.
that'd be a hell of a
purely on
product. That'd be a hell of a product. A jar that just was like a regional edition jar for Qatar, and it just contained Qatar sticks.
Yes, like Italian cigars have mostly come in jars. So, for example, there is a Ramon Iones Noilas, which comes in a very similar jar to this H. Upman Noyela's jar.
Hold on, let's get a close up of that
So
if you don't get abducted again. There you go.
yeah, so this is H. Upman Noyela's, which is La Casa del Habano stick, but in Italian case, it's a very similar looking jar, which comes as the Ramon Ionis Noyela's, and that is for the Italian regional. Then one of the most exclusive brands, which is now discontinued, is La Excepcion.
That's the one. That's
So
the one
La
I want to smoke.
Excepcion has two, yeah. So there are two different cigars in that. I've been fortunate to get Don Jose to smoke, but I was also able to get the Don Jose box, not the jar, because jar is more of a collector's item. But I've seen them; they look really pretty. So similarly, China has a Bolivar regional edition, which was done for China. Very pretty looking jar. Similarly, so there are a lot of these jars which are coming up for regional editions, but primarily the jars have always been either for the vintage collection or for the travel retail series as well.
Osman, can I ask you another question? Since you're sitting in Pakistan, you're very Pakistani. I'm very Pakistani. I'm dual national, but I'm very Pakistani as well. When is there going to be an exclusive of Pakistan edition?
Yeah.
When is that ever going to happen? You see, just on the critical questions, Osman goes
To use
into
the UFO flight back over the house. It's the
Yeah,
Pakistani
there is
government.
a jamming. There is a jamming
Yeah,
signal
jamming
taking
it. I
place.
agree with that. Yeah.
I feel that Habanos are censoring very sensitive information, sort of tidbits of information. You get the tease, but you don't get the answer.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
there he is. There's a good pose for Osman. I
Mm.
would take a photo at this stage and sit there. I wonder if I can. And
There he is. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. No, he's going to be coming back in and out. So
I beg your
everyone's in
pardon.
it. There we go. Well, that's why he's got 26 kids. Come on. So, all right. Well, he'll get back to us. So, but I do like the idea of. My problem is I can't. Like, I bought some very expensive cigars that you're supposed to keep and collect. So I'll buy like 5 of them, and I'll smoke one, and I'll be like, "Oh, I really like this one." And then all of a sudden, I'll be like, "Yeah, I can have one more." I'm kind of like you. No, you just have one more, and then I get down to the last one. I'm like, "Yeah, big deal. I'll just smoke
I'm
it."
like
So,
that. I buy
yeah,
a packet of biscuits or cookies
yeah,
or sweets. Yeah, they
yep.
just kind of it's like Pringles. You
Hmm.
know when you pop the Pringles, they just kind of dissipate.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm that kind of smoker. But there's
But
also
the
some
other
people in the
But the
world.
other thing, which is interesting, I tried my pre-embargo Cubans, the ones from the 1950s and 60s, are in their own special humidor, and I do not smoke those. Those I just enjoy looking at the flavor. I've
Sort of
only smoked
polishing the box
one.
from time to time with a wet
I
nappy.
fondle, I fondle that and other things. But when I fondle my pre-Cuban embargoes, they're wonderful. And I've smoked, I had about 5 of us. Remember I showed one day on air the little H. Upman in tube one that everyone was like, "Oh my God, it was like so beautiful," and blah, blah, blah. I have like 10 of those. I smoked one. It was a delight. And I was like, I'm not going to smoke any more of them because I really want to, whatever. And then I had a auction house offer me to buy them, and they were offering like real money. And I was like, no, I like them. I like to know that these were, before I was born, these cigars were around. So to me,
100
there's
years ago.
something. Yeah. So I like that. It's beautiful.
I
So
wish, like, I remember my father smoking in the late 70s and early 80s. I wish he'd started collecting dried leaves at that point because I would be sitting
yep.
on a pile of them right now.
Oh yeah.
But there's the kind of smoker that has to smoke them.
Well, and you said something very interesting about your friend.
Thank
I
you.
think it was last
Thank you.
week. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, once a year we give you credit. But you said that your friend's collecting a stick for every year that his son is born,
that
right?
was
Yeah,
that's actually a very cool idea actually because
I
you can
like that.
pace yourself. You can actually pace yourself,
Yeah, but no, I like the fact that you could buy, like, I'm going to put this away for my son or daughter, if you will. And when they're 18, they have a collection of 18 cigars to do with as they wish. Some will be worth something, and some will still be worth the $7 or 50 pounds that you paid for them. Some will
What
be
a
worth
present to
like
give! What a present
money.
to give if you have a son, to give your son
Yep.
when he turns of age. Is that, look, there's 18 sticks, or there's
Mm-hmm.
depending which country you're in or
21,
age of
right?
smoking, 21 sticks. There's 21
Yeah.
sticks, and each stick comes from each year of your life. Now,
Yep.
But that's a really cool thing. But that's a big investment of foresight and time. You know what I mean? So start collecting.
But if someone watches the show now and they're in, let's
Yeah.
say their 20s or 30s, and they're going to have a baby, and they're like, that is a really cool idea. Then this is 2024, and their wife or girlfriend or mistress or sugar baby is pregnant. They can
Or all
buy
of
the
them,
first
or all
cigar.
of them,
Or
or all of them.
then you got to buy 4 cigars,
Because
and
if
then
it's
you
mistress, then there will be a wife involved
right.
somewhere.
That's right. Somewhere, usually a wife, and then if there's a sugar baby, there's a mistress and a wife, and then a girlfriend. It's a whole thing. But if
Yeah.
you have a
So
baby with one of
collection.
them, a collection, you're collecting cigars, you collect women, I guess. But if you collect your cigars this way, and when your son is 21 years old, you literally can give him a humidor or a box, however you want to do it, with 21 cigars, or you buy him a box every year of his life, and when he's 21, he has 21 boxes of cigars. By then, they're all vintage.
Have you got any jars? Because those jars, they lend themselves to collecting cookies later on. Have you got any?
No, I wanted to buy one once, and I was talking to the guy we buy stuff in Hong Kong from, and I called him and said, "Dude, I want that." I forgot it was one of the Habano ones. I said, "I want that jar," and he's like, "We just sold the last one like an hour ago." I was like, "Dude, you're
Oh,
killing me!" And it had a whole bunch of beautiful
What jar was that?
cigars. I don't. It was
Stephen,
like
what jar
10
was
years
that?
ago. I don't remember. I don't know. I wish I
Right.
could remember, but I
Okay.
can't.
Before I forget, I have
Mhm.
a request to make for the next show, and
Sure.
that is that now that you've spoken about that pre-embargo cigar collection of yours,
Yeah.
why don't you enlighten us with that?
I can show you the cigars. I'll do it. I'll do
Yes,
the show
please.
next week from inside the office, though, because I'm not going to schlep them outside. So next week I'll be inside the office. I'll even wear a tuxedo for that, and I will
Mm-hmm.
pull them
or
out.
even a dinner jacket.
Well, no, yes, I can. I'll wear a dinner jacket and be studio, and I'm gonna get a monocle. I'm gonna wear white gloves and a top hat, and there you go, with a cane.
That's
And
that's 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 the Kirby Allison
Oh,
influence. You live so close by that there's
Mm,
some sort of
yes.
metamorphosis going on
Uh,
culturally.
well, you know what? I want to meet Kirby like one day. I mean, we do live close, and we do now. We message each other, but I do want to meet Kirby like one day when he doesn't think anybody's going to meet him. And I bet he's in a pair of shorts and a flip flop and a t-shirt. And I'm be like, dude, come on, like you need to always be dressed. Like when you see
Kirby.
Jimmy Carr out, Jimmy Carr is
Mm-hmm.
always in a suit. Even if Jimmy Carr is
Okay.
playing tennis, he's wearing a suit. So I like that. It's like
What?
Jimmy Carr really doesn't he wears a suit no matter what. He goes swimming, he swims in a suit. Jimmy Carr is always in a suit.
Everyone these days, consciously or unconsciously, is what this term is called cosplaying. If you
Yeah.
cosplay long enough, you become that character.
And Jimmy Carr has become that character.
Jimmy Carr's become that character.
Yeah.
It's just a character, but because he's
I
been doing
know.
it such a bloody long
I know.
time, he's become it.
I know of someone who used to say it, "Fake it till you make it." So
There you go.
it's like so that's
Yeah,
the thing. So
you know what?
in Kirby's case,
Yeah.
just so that to let you know, there is something very cool coming up on Cigar Keep, and Kirby's bringing that up because right now, as we speak, he is in Mexico with one of those extremely eloquent and really amazing collector of Habanos, Max Gutman,
Wow.
who was the
Okay.
Hombre Habano from the early 2000s when Habanos was also new, and in the business category, and he has a business in Mexico. So and the kind of
Mexico.
updates that we're receiving, Mexico, and the kind of updates we're getting, I'm really excited on the next episode in the article coming out at Cigar Keep. So yes, that should be looked into, and yes, you should meet now that you're so close that both of you live in Texas, given the fact that Texas
You
will
realize
probably
Texas is
bigger
the
than,
size of like
I was going to
Europe.
say the size of Pakistan. Yeah, no, size of Pakistan. I was going to say exactly the same. But yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, you guys will figure it out. I'm sure about that.
We'll figure it out. He hasn't. Yeah. Like I said, I was invited for a cigar smoke, but I was stuck in meetings in Austin. And even if I jumped on a plane, I would have been there very late. And I had meetings the next morning. So I said, Kirby, next time invite me and I will be there. So we will get together and we will post it on Instagram or do a quick interview with Kirby. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. And then we'll go from there. So it'll be fun.
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
having said that, I was waiting that someone's also going to join us on the show today.
Yeah, wasn't we having a surprise or something? Someone said,
Here
"I'm
I
going to
am.
bring a surprise."
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
the
Reza-
And you know what?
What?
Mea culpa, as they say. I thought the show was yesterday.
We're aware. And you know what's really funny?
And,
You accepted.
and by the way, that's a very genuine statement. Both of you saw me typing frivolously. I'm
Yeah,
ready. I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to
yeah,
go.
we know.
I had someone lined up, but that person won't be lined up today. So I will have to line that person up for next time.
Thank you. But what's just
Reza-
funny is because I know that you have an elephant or a memory like a goldfish. We discussed we'll do Saturday
Sorry, what did
mornings.
you say?
That's what I thought. We figured we would do Saturday morning because the fans
Sorry,
can
what did
watch
you
and
say?
enjoy. There you go. So, good thing I can just mute them whenever. So yesterday I was in a meeting and I'm seeing all these text messages and I'm like, and then that's why I wrote back. I go, you accepted the calendar invite for Saturday.
All I thought, you know what? When I saw this calendar invite, this is a very off the record thing. All I thought was you changing the time from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock. It hadn't occurred to me that you changed the day.
We discussed we're going to change the day for the fans.
I know.
We discussed it
Put it
3
down
weeks
to
ago.
dementia. Put it down to,
There we go.
I know, whatever
Listen,
it may be.
you missed. I'm sure I know you watched last
Alzheimer's,
week's show because you
the
you
new
literally
Alzheimer's
commented
technique.
on every.
I
I know you
did.
watched last week's show because you commented on everything. So
Yes,
he's
sir.
going for that sympathy. He's going for
Yeah,
that sympathy card again.
No. My only question is, of all
Yeah.
the things you could come up with Viagra for me, like what a
I
come on,
I was. Come on. I didn't know you. Listen, I didn't know you were going to be late to the show, and then right before we go live, Riz is like, "Did you see the Texas from Usman?" I'm like, "No, I literally am just like putting the live button on," and he's like, "He can't make it," and he told me the reason, and I read the text. That's when I texted you, and then so we didn't want to tell the real reason why you weren't going to be here, so we used the Viagra reason. So
No, that's fine. Yeah.
No,
And
this
you're-
conversation
and-
started
and-
off with a special guest. I will have that special guest lined up. Don't worry.
Okay. And by the way, we want to thank your wife because the check did clear. Because she said if we did say Viagra, she was going to write the check.
I didn't hear a word. I didn't hear a
Alright.
word. I didn't
Right,
hear a word.
Reza?
What did you say? Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, oh, aren't you missing? It's already almost around 58 minutes. You're missing the special person that was supposed to be always on the show.
Well, I'm glad you preempted that, primarily because just before we came on the show, I saw the trailer for the movie The Apprentice.
Here we go.
No, in a very serious way, I'm very, very interested in watching, Mr. President. I'm very interested in watching this movie because I think Donald Trump has got issues with this movie
He does.
in different ways. Nevertheless, as an entertainment value, I really want to see it because I think the guy is onto something that many people are missing. He's just a bull in a china shop.
What movie is this? What movie is this?
It's the new Donald Trump
Let's leave the bull
biopic
in the China
movie.
shop on the side. What movie is that?
It's the new Donald
Oh.
Trump. It's a
didn't know
biopic movie about Donald Trump, and I think it's called The Apprentice.
And it got very bad ratings in the Financial Times.
Yeah, and I've seen documentaries about Donald Trump. So I can't remember the name of the guy, but Donald Trump was a kind of apprentice to his lawyer, who was a very smart. He was like
Cohen.
very
His name was
very.
Cohen.
That's right. Very aggressive,
Yeah.
very smart. And so, I mean, I find Donald Trump a very, very interesting character. If you read around Donald Trump, you can see the influence, whether it's Citizen Kane, whether it's his father, whether it's his lawyer. You can see that there's a character forming out of it. And I find that very, very, just from a creative perspective, if you see the ingredients that the sculptor has to work with and what the sculptor comes up with, Donald Trump is... I hate to use this word about Donald Trump. He's quite predictable. You can see that's where he's come from, and therefore that's where he's going.
There's a book called "It
He's
Can't Happen Here."
predictably unpredictable. Let's say that. He's predictably unpredictable.
There's a book called "It Can't Happen Here." We had a guy named Guy Standing on our show, Lost Dollar Business Club, a few weeks ago. He's actually going to be on this coming Friday. He's a world famous economist, and he said there's a book called "It Can't Happen Here." So I got it and read it, and it literally is Donald Trump to a T, even about the shooting, the attempted assassination. It's like you read this book and you're like, oh, it's Donald Trump's playbook.
It's a bit of a circus. It's a bit of a circus act. I mean, Ronald Reagan's popularity went through the roof when someone, what was that guy who tried to assassinate him?
Berkeley, William Buckley,
80, what
yeah,
was it, 81, 82? Was it
like
1980?
82. I think so,
81,
82 or 83.
82,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Sorry,
the
gents, I wasn't
assassination
born
attempt
then.
in itself is a badge of honor because it means you're worthy of having an assassination attempt taken out on
Trump's
you.
had two attempts. Trump's had two attempts. He had one at the golf course in Palm Beach as well.
But I think
Oh,
he has a little bit of a charmed life. And I'm not talking about money here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The guy is a survivor. Now, however, there are infamous people and there's famous people and there's all sorts of super villains and the anti-villain and whatever gradient you have. The one thing that Mr. Trump misses out on is a decent cigar. And I think that would have just taken him through the roof.
Oh, well, in that case. But you
Um,
see, we've invited him on the show because you're such a you're such a fan of his. We've invited him to be on the show. And they don't want him to come. He's been on every YouTube. He's been on every YouTube channel
a
show.
fucking interesting character.
All right, well,
Just if you were to write him into a book, he's a fucking interesting
he
character.
is in a book. It's called "It Can't Happen Here." I'm telling you,
No,
get
I'm
the
talking
book and
about
read it.
a fictional book.
That is a fictional book. It was written in the
But
30s.
a book that doesn't exist that's fictional.
Okay. Wow, that's really
Like
fictional.
a fictional book.
Gotcha.
okay.
But if you really want to read it, read
It's
It Can't Happen Here. It's a good book.
It's the Raza AI version.
Nice. Good to know. It's an AI version. So
Gentlemen,
we got that going for us.
yeah, gentlemen, how are the cigars smoking so far?
My cane, Oliva makes a good cigar. Either I know they're non-Cuban, so Mr. Snooty doesn't like it, but the cane is a good cigar. It's a beauty. I like my cane. I like the Oliva V's. I'm a very happy
Can
guy.
I relate a really bad experience I had with Oliva cigars?
Sure, because I'm going to tell the president of Oliva.
It's nothing to do with the cigar. It's the moment.
Raza, before you even say anything, I would say I am 100% with you when it comes to Oliva cigars. I don't like them.
Really?
Go for it.
Well.
Yeah,
It's subjective. No one should really get hurt by my words or anyone else's words when it comes to cigars. We're just talking about dead leaves here at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Can we stop his switching mode between the AI and the actual Raza?
Yeah, really.
It's like
when he goes to
it's like a glitchy kind of moment.
when he
It's
goes
sort of,
when he goes to the loo, the AI kicks in, and then when he comes back from the loo, he really kicks in.
Hashtag bipolar cigars.
There you go, bipolar cigars. That's a good brand.
Right? Which
That would be a cool brand.
Which I'm not. But what I like to do, and perhaps this is to do with my education and upbringing, I like to see both extreme sides of the argument, right? And if I can see both extreme sides, I can exist somewhere in the middle and pick my side. If I said that this is the best thing that's happened on this planet, I'd be wrong.
Right.
So I have to kind of,
This is the new
in
Raza.
a sense of humility, keep a measure of what it is I'm smoking, what I'm paying for it, and trying to appreciate it from that perspective. Sometimes I don't appreciate paying £100 for a shit cigar. Sometimes I appreciate. Sometimes I appreciate paying £20 for an extraordinary cigar.
Sure. So why don't you like Oliva?
You get the full range, but unless you go through the journey, how do you find out? So with the Oliva brand in itself, I smoked maybe 6 or 7 of them sort of in the summer last year, and this culminated at a tea tasting event. Okay, at a tea tasting event, fine teas. Okay, and that event single-handedly put me off drinking tea. Okay, that was the net result, and I had a whole jug, a jug's worth, in America, what would you call it? A pitcher's worth of fine tea, no sugar, no milk, nothing, sampling teas. And I was smoking this Oliva cigar. I promise you, I had the biggest no alcohol involved, the biggest hangover the next day, and I can't work out whether it was the tea or the cigar or the whole bloody combination. But that's what happens if you don't enjoy something; it sticks, and that's that was my put off moment. I will be casually smoking one of those cigars after a really fine meal and really enjoy myself and think what an idiot I am for not having indulge myself in Olivas. But I'm open to that.
All right. I'll bring an Oliva with me.
Definitely nothing to do with the teas, I can say. Because
See,
tea is one of the best pairing with tea.
No, but
can be one of the best
milky
pairings for the
sweet tea,
cigars.
milky sweet tea.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
but this
talking.
was
I'm not talking of the milky. No. If you know, the torcedoras and torcedores in Habanos, in Cuba, use tea as a palate cleanser, and that's without milk, without sugar, and anything. It's just black tea. So tea is a very good pairing when it comes to your cigars,
not a
and
picture of
especially
it,
if
not
people
a
like me
picture of
who
it,
are into the
not like
non-alcoholic
2
beverages.
liters of it.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm sure.
it left.
Well,
It
I'm sure you
left.
weren't drinking
It
a
left
picture of one tea.
proverbially a nasty taste in my mouth, and I did not enjoy that at all. And a hangover.
Fair point.
All right. I think it was the tea.
That would have come from the Olivas.
Yeah, but I can.
Yeah.
Usman knows this. I can go a different direction. I can talk about one Cuban cigar, which was specifically this Cuban cigar, and you mentioned it before. Was that Ramon Alones, private stock 230?
Private stock 230.
Hated
Can
this
you please
cigar.
smoke it once? Can you please smoke it once more in a normal circumstances?
What, in the reverse direction, like the other end?
No,
See,
no,
Yeah,
no,
like the other
no,
end,
no,
yeah.
no,
works better.
no.
Yeah.
Dip it
The
in
way when you're
tequila.
not drunk. Yeah, no, when you're not drunk on Desperados, can you please smoke it then? And you would really know. You would really know.
That's just an accusation. It's an unfounded accusation.
What I have the video evidence of that thing. How can I say it's an accusation?
Well,
It's AI.
Just,
It's AI
once again,
generated.
Even saying they're just words. I have video evidence. Never seen any video evidence.
We can put it up here if you'd like.
Up where?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
On the
there.
show.
On the show.
We can put it on the show. All you have to do is download and hit.
It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
Okay,
Doesn't
okay.
exist.
No problem.
It really doesn't.
Stephen,
I challenge you. I dare. You won't find it. It's just rubbish. It's nonsense. And I'm not egging you to do something. It just doesn't exist. These are just words. This is just mythos.
I feel I'm up for taking this challenge and showing the video in the next show, so that it is already available with you, and just for the sake of it.
Here's what you do. You take the video, send it to David, and David will get it in the queue for the next show. And then when we bring it up, we'll just hit a button and the video will pop up and we can show the video.
And you'll also be able to see the amazing shaking moves of Raza.
Oh, well, you gotta watch that.
Me sitting quietly in a corner about to vomit because I had a private stock.
That was like after once you were done with all of those moves.
This is in the words of the esteemed gentleman that we mentioned earlier. This is fake news.
Oh my God. You're killing me. You're killing me. You know, I don't know if I know Donnie's people watch the show because we get emails from them. You might as well just have them come on the show. If you want on Dwight's...
Mr. Trump, now this is the first time I'm saying this.
Okay.
Mr. Trump, you know, you don't have to come on the show, right? We can have a word in private about this, yeah? But
I have a question. Do you think he doesn't come on the show because it's a Jew and 2 Pakistanis? Maybe he's prejudiced.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
From everything I've heard from Donald Trump, I don't think he's prejudiced. I think they're just words.
He's prejudiced. Yes, I got that.
I think they're just words. I think he is a discombobulator in chief. I think he knows how to rile people, turn their key, rile them up.
You know, so did a guy in the late 20s and early 30s.
Then he
had a little mustache.
but then he actually embarked on a campaign, and look what happened to him. Donald Trump is a survivor. He's still out there, and I think he is. I think there is some serious thinking power behind those eyes. I honestly,
really?
For me, the jury was out for a very long time. I thought, is he really smart? Is he a complete idiot? I've come to the conclusion that this is a really class act. This is a classy person, talented person. He knows what he's doing. He does everything to upset people, but then he comes out with a solution as well.
No, he doesn't. Give me a solution that he's come up with. I can't wait to hear this. What's the solution? Give me a solution. I've heard of the final solution. Some guy in Germany did it in the 30s. That didn't go well. What's
That
John?
didn't go well. That did
Yeah,
not
what's
go well.
what's Donnie Trump's solution?
Watch this space. Let him come on and explain himself. I won't explain what's going on behind those eyes. I won't explain what's going on behind those eyes, right? Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm not saying
I
Miss Harris is any better. I'm just asking. I'm just saying for democracy, she's probably better.
they're all corrupt. They're all power
Oh no,
self-serving.
no.
They're all
Listen, no, I got that. I'm okay with that. I understand that they're all whores, and I'm okay with that. I'm a whore too. I'm an investment banker. We're the oldest profession. I get that. What I don't understand
no lawyers. No
is
lawyers. No, if we were talking circles of hell, lawyers come right at the bottom. They'll change size depending on who's paying them, right? Okay, so
right,
that is the lowest of the lowest of the low, right?
right.
Let Donald Trump come on and give his own piece.
We couldn't ask him any real questions, as people won't let us do that.
Well, we'll see. We'll wait.
Well, he won't
I'll
even
have a
come on,
listen.
so it doesn't really matter. And maybe after the election, he'll come on because you've been a big fan. Maybe he'll be like, if it wasn't for the show, he wouldn't have gotten elected because Riza helped me get elected. And look at that. They've already,
Usman is left in protest. This is a protest movement.
River's mine got abducted by the secret police. So there he's coming.
I can see the light. I can see that.
He's coming
What's
back.
it
He's
called? That
coming
little
back.
circle of hell going round
There
and
we
round
go.
and round and round.
There
and
we
round.
go. Finally, he made it back. Congratulations. We're
I
very
was
proud
going to
of
ask you on that note, on the Oliva note. I was going to ask you,
you.
what's your worst cigar experience?
Which one of us?
Either of you. What is your singular the worst cigar? Like you've had a cigar, it made you sick, it made you throw up, you hated it, whatever it. What was that?
JFR.
There you
All
go.
right.
There you go.
That's
Censored again.
again. Yeah.
Censored throughout. There is a, and notice you and I don't get censored.
Well, that's because
We
we're good people, and it's the way it
yeah,
works.
we stick to the facts. We talk about wholesome people, Donald Trump, for example. We talk about
We read
real
the
things.
script. We read this. We read the
We read the
script.
script.
We
We
read
read
the
the
script to
script.
make sure.
We play.
We read the script.
We follow the pattern that's been set.
Yes, we read this. We read the script before the show, so we know what we're doing. So I just love it when he gets stuck like this. I can imagine the people on the podcast, because if they're not watching the video, right? They're driving their car and they're waiting for Usman to give this statement of something, and then all of a sudden there's no Usman. It's just us, and the people that are watching are like, "What the heck?" So I think
End the
that's
show.
hysterical. Oh,
End the
he's
show.
back.
End the show.
Well, I know, right? We would. That would be kind of funny. Yeah, he's back. Let's see how many Usmans we can get on our screen today.
You
He's
said
still not here.
scream. You said scream. Is that another
Scream.
word? No,
That's
you didn't
scream.
say scream. You said scream.
Screen. That's because six glasses of scotch. I'm screening. So
What time is it for you there?
it's right now. It's 8:11 in the morning. So we started at 6:58. I had my first scotch, and I lit my cigar. So
No,
here's a question.
you don't mean your first scotch, your last scotch of the evening. Because if
Yeah,
I know you,
I was
you're a
just gonna
candle
say yes.
burner.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my last scotch of the evening. Now I'm on my first scotch of the day.
That's right.
Here's a question before we leave, and we'll see if Mr. Usman comes back. How many cigars typically do you smoke in a day?
It's now got to about 2.6.
Okay.
If I look at a week, I've smoked between 15 and 20 cigars in a week.
That's about, kind of like me. I used to smoke more. Like when you can smoke indoors at offices, I would smoke throughout the day. I would be in my office and I would smoke cigars constantly.
But when it comes to all these exclusive cigars and the top end cigars, these are like once, maybe twice in a week. Really, it's not fair to constantly just burn it away like that.
Yeah.
It's like these go-to cigars are the standard production cigars, slightly
Right.
the smaller. I mean, like this one, this Capitol it's just a fabulous cigar. Even these are getting expensive. These are not necessarily expensive cigars, but London market, everything is expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is just tax. And it's a luxury product. So I guess the manufacturers or the purveyors of these products are like, oh, you really want to smoke a cigar? Pay for it. Like pay properly for it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not fair. I don't believe it to be a fair or well-priced industry. I think this industry might conceivably hit a bubble sometime, or sort of a bubble burst moment
Well, they did
sometime
that in the
soon.
80s. I remember in the 80s, everyone was smoking cigars and it got to a price where they priced themselves out of the market and then everybody stopped in the 90s. And then they were
Mm.
like, oh, we can't sell,
Yeah, but
$250 cigars. And they dropped
yeah,
it down.
no, but one of the things that's changed about cigars in a big way, especially in the last 10 years, especially I've seen this in the UK, and I think UK is a very good measure of the way cigar smoking has gone. It's become more of a lifestyle product, so it's associated with the car you drive, the clothes you
Yeah.
wear, the umbrella you carry if you carry an umbrella from
Right.
Davidoff, the watch you. It's very part of a lifestyle, if you know what I
Maybe.
mean.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, I know. I've definitely seen that in the.
Well,
And
no,
if
no.
if you look at YouTubers such as Kirby Allison,
Right. Right.
Aaron Sigmund, and there's Jassim in the UAE, and there are others. They started out as sort of cigar ambassadors, but they've now turned into lifestyle ambassadors.
Right.
They have other products, accessories, clothing ranges,
Right. Right.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which is fairly smart on the part
Their
of
part. Yeah.
companies. Well, not just their part, but the original pushers of the product of the cigar products like Habanos
Right.
and all the other non-Cuban cigar producers. They said, right, okay, how do we keep this cigar lifestyle going? Well, we have to make it lifestyle. So this is
Right.
another example of that lifestyle thing. The
Oh,
ST
yeah.
DuPont lighter. Now, the ST
Right.
DuPont lighter 15 years ago was a kind of a rarish kind of item. You would have like a gold lighter where there was a
Right. Right.
Dunhill lighter,
Yep.
or there was Ellie Blur that was coming out that time. But ST DuPont's been around for donkey's years. But
Yeah.
if I showed you the range of lighters that they make, it's extraordinary. It's like, again,
Yes.
it's this collect all of them. There's a Batman lighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Le Mans lighter. They've now teamed up with a company called
Games of
Casablanca
Thrones.
out of Paris, which does clothing, and they do sort of
Mhm.
like so. There's a lighter for just about everyone. There's a lighter for every size. There's sort of a delicate lighter if you want, like cigarettes with it, or
Right. Right.
there's a whole range of things going on. So cigar smoking is much more lifestyle than it is purist these
Crazy.
days, as far as I can see.
I'm still the purist. I
Yeah, and there's a
smoke them
place.
because, I like my
There's a place
cigars
for
and
you.
that's it. Yeah. Well,
No,
I
there's
know,
a
but I
place
mean,
for you.
but I'm more of this is what I enjoy. And even if we didn't have the show, I'd still be smoking my cigars and having my scotch. That's my thing. I've been doing
And
it
then
for so
Usman,
long.
and Usman will correct me if I'm wrong. The purest way of lighting your cigar used to be with a cedar, sort of like a
Hmm.
split end out of your box, or
Yes,
dedicated
sir.
cedar. You
Yes,
would
sir.
Yep.
light with you would light with a cedar. Now you need, you
Yeah.
need one of these. You don't need it, but this is that lifestyle continuation
Yeah.
of that product. Now, if you're on the London, and if you want to be really purist, right? Can I be very honest with you? It's the word rare doesn't really apply to this. I almost never see anyone lighting their cigar with a cedar. 10 years
Yeah.
ago, you would have some cedars and you'd
Yeah.
just light your cedar, and then
Yeah.
do that. And Usman will testify to that.
When we used to do deals in Australia down in
I
Melbourne,
you
and we'd go to the Hyatt, and the Hyatt girl with our cigars would light them with cedar. And that to me was just the beautiful old
well
world of a
to,
cigar.
today even ideally all the people who are sommeliers in these cigars and cigar shops and all of those should light it with the cedar, because part of the sommelier training how to light with cedar. That's the kind of test.
What he said.
Even if for
Yeah.
the Habanos World Challenge, one of the tests is to light the cigar with cedar smell.
Nice.
But you don't see it. You don't.
No.
I don't see it. I mean, as you know, I frequent TomTom quite a lot, right? TomTom have got like dedicated cedars.
Yes.
Still, no one lights with a cedar. And actually, even in talking about it right now, I'm going to make an effort to start lighting my cigars with a cedar.
That'd be cool. We should have a lesson on how to do that because most people don't know how to light their cigars with a cedar.
Yeah,
Why don't you do that, Usman?
let's do that next time.
That's
Let's do that
a
next.
tick list
Yes, sir.
item for you for next week.
Let's
Please light up with a cedar.
yeah let's do that next time. And I would say it's getting less and less.
What?
It's about
Sure.
the
Yeah. Sure.
that
Oh yeah.
as a global community we are losing. As a global community, we are losing
We're
patience.
losing you.
Yeah. All right. Next week we're
We're
going to light with
losing
cedars,
patience. We're losing
everybody.
patience as well.
Well,
Mhm.
let's all three,
Hmm.
if we are able to, let's all three light with cedars.
I
It's
will go.
harder for you, Stephen. It's harder for you
Sure.
because you're sitting outdoors, so it's a little bit, blowy,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. But we can make an attempt to light with cedars.
I think that would be cool. I think I actually have some, so I will try
Hmm.
that. But if I'm going to show the cube, the pre-embargoes, I'll be indoors, but I can't smoke. So if you want to see the pre-embargoes, then I won't be smoking next week for the show. But before and after the show, that's another story. So there you go. So it's very
I'm
cool.
gonna split. I'm gonna split
Fair enough.
my. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start trading little. So I got my cedar stick there, for example.
There you go.
For those of you who haven't seen a cedar stick, it's sort of the flap inside the
Yep.
cigar box,
In the
and
box. Yep.
you just split it, and you get a
Yep.
splinter if you feel, and you take your lighter that you're meant to light your cigar with. You light your cedar, and
Yep.
you've got sort of a consistent semi-oily cedary flame. You light your
Right.
cigar with that, and
Yeah.
it's quite elegant. I'll be very honest with you. It's an elegant way to light, but the problem is it creates a lot of flowy ash, which I think is part of the drama of lighting a cigar. There you go. That's
Yeah.
going out pretty soon. But that is the way it used to be done,
Yeah. I like
and
it that way.
and the reason we started talking about this is because now everyone's got the accessories and the different colors, and it's it's engraved, it's enameled, and it goes cling and all that kind of thing, and that's lifestyle. That's the
That is a
veneer.
lifestyle.
That's to some it's an unnecessary veneer, and to some people it's a very beautiful veneer.
It's just like everything else. There's a lover and a hater of everything.
There you
So,
go, and the ability to see both sides of it, I think, is quite
Fair.
important. One must see the full range.
I agree. I agree. Usman, hopefully next week you'll have a
Fair
better
enough.
internet connection because we would love to hear everything you were saying. And then, or you can like
I
have
was
the UFOs and
compensating.
flavor.
I was merely compensating for Usman's in and
UFO
out of
abduction.
this.
Yes.
I'm not normally like this.
So I know because you've been serious the last couple shows. It's like we're not used to it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fans even aren't used to it. They don't know. So, but
Normal,
gentlemen,
normal service will resume next week.
that was getting normal service will resume next week. And he's gone again. So now we're going to end the show and he'll come back and no one will be here. And no, he's back. We couldn't do that. So let's see if we can get, no, he's not connected. He's having problems. Nope, he is connected. Let's see what happens. There you go. All right. So next week we're going to do pre-embargo Cubans, light the cigars with cedars. Usman's going to get a better internet connection so he can be really part of the whole show. And maybe we'll have a special guest next week because the show will be Saturday for those people that can't look at their calendar invites. And we'll be good. And there you go. So, Usman, any last words or you're just going to be frozen? I think he'll be frozen. Okay. So, I love it. Gentlemen, as always, it's good to see you both. And we'll see all you fans next week. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. We do have a Patreon account. If you want to be a producer on the show, you can click the link and figure out, we'll put your name at the end of every show if you want to be associated with it. We want to thank you all for watching. You can catch us here every Saturday morning live and in about 2 hours, which is about 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock New York time. We will have the podcast out as well as the rebroadcast of the show. And there you go. Riz, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Signing out, sir.
Cheers, everybody.